Who loves chargebacks? Nobody. In fact, most of us rightfully hate them. What do you do to avoid the frustrating chargeback hell that some agents enter into because they could not keep the business they closed on the books? In this video, I'm going to give you my top 2 tips on how to avoid frustrating chargebacks so that you can have a more stress-free insurance sales career. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell things like final expense and Medicare, both in a face-to-face and over-the-phone environment. So I got this email from a longtime email subscriber, and this person reached out and asked me, hey, what do you do about chargebacks? How do you reduce chargebacks? They're very frustrating. Can you give us some advice on that? So I thought about it and wanted to put together a couple of really simple yet profound tips that I think will help you make sure that you stay as much as possible chargeback free. So the first one is, in order to prevent chargebacks, select the right companies. Keyword companies, okay? So where the implication here is, I am a strong advocate for most agents to be in a broker type of environment, not a captive environment. You see, the problem with most captive organizations is there's only one carrier that's an option. And anytime, no matter what carrier, I don't care who it is, if you only have one company to choose from as far as your insurance sales efforts goes, then you're going to shortchange your client either on the quality of coverage if their underwriting is not good for that particular client's health, or on the pricing, which may be too expensive for the client relative to another option. This translates into, needless to say, sales that are lost and potentially higher chargebacks. So the easiest way to mitigate this risk is be a broker and carry multiple companies. When you have multiple companies, for example, if you work in my agency, I start you with 4 to 5 final expense or 4 to 5 Medicare Advantage companies. And so when you've got options to choose from, you're not married or forced to push a product that may not be in our client's best interest. The odds are greater, much greater, that when we offer a product from the selection of carriers that we have, it's going to be one of the best options in terms of price, one of the best options in terms of coverage. And that means that our client's more likely going to hold the policy and keep it because they're not going to feel like they're spending too much. And if another agent comes behind you, if it's competitively priced and properly placed with good underwriting, there's a much less reduction chance or much less reduced chance that our client's going to drop our plan and replace it for another's, which causes us a chargeback. So make sure you carry multiple carriers. Don't get stuck with one. It's a surefire way to cause what we don't like mentioning but is real, chargeback hell. Number 2, equally important, maybe even slightly more important, is you have to sell the right way. This is a big one. If you guys are looking into this business and you think you can sell insurance like you sell a car or a vacuum or some kind of product where there's no cost or consequence to the agent, if the client changes their mind, you're sorely mistaken. You see, when you sell an insurance plan of any sort, and your advanced commission, that advance is a loan. The policy is the collateral. And for every day that the collateral isn't covered with earned premium dollars, meaning your client hasn't paid the amount that the advance is worth, if the client changes their mind and lapses the coverage, then you owe back the prorated amount of the advance. So you're always on the hook for those sales you make. And if the client changes their mind at any point, then you got to pay some portion or if not all of it back. So in other words, I tell my agents to sell final expense. If you sell a final expense plan, Mildred could wake up, any of these next 270 days and just change your mind. And now you've got a chargeback that you have to deal with. Where am I going with this? Why does this matter? It's because how you sell will predict whether or not this client does do that if they cancel their policy or keep it. So we want to make sure we sell in a consultative manner. We want to make sure that we listen intently to what the client wants to accomplish and match what their desires of accomplishment are with the type of plan that will fit their goals while also being sensitive to their budget. You don't want to push the highest, most expensive plan at any point in the presentation. And if you have to talk them into keeping it now, you're probably going to have to talk them into keeping it later in the following month, etc. And if our clients lose their coverage, it's no good. It's a waste of their money. It's a chargeback to us. And if they die without coverage, everybody loses. So what's the solution? I like to recommend agents to sell the policy that's the most easily affordable. Make sure it fits their budget. Go through a script that emphasizes that point so that you can match what it is that they want with what it is that they need for a budget that fits. And you're going to find that plan sticks mighty fine, and you won't worry about chargebacks like the guy who's pushy, who doesn't care really about the client but cares about himself and making the most money. So bottom line, what are the 2 ways to prevent chargebacks? Very easy. Sell the right companies and make sure you sell the right way. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please like it, and make sure that you subscribe. Also, check out my website above or below. Click the links if you'd like to learn more about joining my agency. And I want to thank you so much for being here. My name is David Duford, owner of DeFord Insurance Group. Thanks for watching.